They call me a villain, a monster, a blight upon humanity. How absurd. Such dramatic terms for a mere catalyst of change. I am Dr. Morpheus, a visionary, a philosopher, a scientist misunderstood. I have always been an observer, a detached analyst of a world consumed by its own mediocrity. While others were captivated by fleeting pleasures, I delved into the complexities of existence, the intricate web of cause and effect that governs our reality. I saw patterns, connections, a grand design that the masses were blind to. A world in decline, a species teetering on the precipice of oblivion. This was the reality I perceived. And yet, the world was content to slumber, lulled by the illusion of progress. I tried to awaken them, to illuminate the path towards a higher plane of existence, but my words fell on deaf ears. They labeled me a dreamer, a dangerous radical. It was then that I realized the futility of reason. The world was governed by emotion, by fear, by a desperate clinging to the familiar. To effect change, I would have to become the very thing they feared. I would have to play the part of the villain. But make no mistake, this is not a performance. This is a meticulously calculated operation, a grand experiment in human evolution. Every action, every carefully orchestrated event, is a step towards a new world order. A world free from the shackles of ignorance and prejudice. The hero, that idealistic fool, stands in my way. A symbol of hope to the masses, a champion of a dying era. But even he is merely a pawn in my game. His unwavering belief in justice, in truth, will be his downfall. For in this new world, there is no such thing as absolute right or wrong. There is only survival. Soon, they will see the truth. They will understand the necessity of my actions. And when that day comes, I will be hailed as a savior, not a villain. Until then, I must play my part. The world is a stage, and I am its most compelling antagonist. My underground lair, a testament to my ingenuity, is filled with screens and monitors, each one displaying a different facet of the chaos I have wrought. The hero, the so-called guardian of justice, is depicted in a montage of news reports, his actions dissected and analyzed. His every move is a dance to my tune, a predictable pattern of reaction and retribution. The air is thick with the scent of ozone and the hum of advanced machinery. It is here that I refine my masterpiece, a technology that will reshape the very fabric of human consciousness. The blueprints sprawl across the gleaming steel tabletop, a web of intricate lines and symbols that only I can decipher. It is the culmination of a lifetime of research, a tool that will allow me to sculpt humanity in my image. As I ponder over the delicate circuitry, a smile tugs at the corners of my mouth. I can almost feel the power coursing through my veins, the thrill of creation. This is the essence of ambition, the intoxicating allure of playing God. And yet, there is a gnawing doubt, a shadow that lingers at the edge of my thoughts. Am I truly doing this for the greater good, or am I simply a madman seeking validation for my own ego? The line between savior and destroyer is a fine one, and I am acutely aware that I tread upon it. But fear not, dear reader, for I have long ago embraced the duality of my nature. The whispers of doubt are but echoes of a past I have long since outgrown. The hero, the establishment, they are all just obstacles to be overcome. I am the inevitable force of progress, the harbinger of a new era. And as the final pieces of my plan fall into place, the world will tremble before the might of Dr. Morpheus. The storm clouds gather outside, a metaphor for the tempest I am about to unleash upon the unsuspecting populace. The first drops of rain tap against the reinforced glass, a rhythmic serenade to my brilliance. I take a deep breath, feeling the weight of destiny upon my shoulders. The time has come to set my plan in motion. With a flick of my wrist, the screens come to life, displaying the cityscape below. The hero's base, a bastion of naive hope, is outlined in red. He is a fly in my web, ready to be ensnared. The countdown begins, the tension in the air palpable. The hero will soon face the consequences of his interference. But what of the aftermath? The lives that will be irrevocably changed? The cries of despair that will echo through the streets? They are but the birth pangs of a new world, a world that will thrive under my guidance. Or so I tell myself. As the timer reaches zero, I feel a strange emotion, one I thought long buried. It is fear, the unwelcome companion of doubt. Can I truly bear the burden of so much power? Can I live with the knowledge that I am the author of such chaos? Yet, the moment passes, and the gears of fate begin to turn. The storm outside mirrors the tumult within me. I am Dr. Morpheus, the architect of humanity's rebirth. And as the thunder crashes, I press the button that will change everything. The world will burn, and from its ashes, I will rise. Or perhaps, I will fall. But in the grand tapestry of existence, does it truly matter? I am the catalyst, the spark that ignites the flames of change. And as the inferno rages, I am the one laughing in the face of the inferno. The chaos unfolds like a symphony of destruction, each note a step closer to my ultimate triumph. The city quakes as my machines come to life. The sky lights up with a display of power that would make the gods themselves tremble. Yet, amidst the pandemonium, there is a strange serenity within me. I watch the hero's desperate attempts to thwart my plan, his futile struggle against the inevitable. He is but a fly in the ointment, a nuisance that I could so easily crush. And yet, there is something about his dogged determination that intrigues me. Perhaps it is the reflection of my own past, a time when I too believed in the purity of intention. But the time for reflection is over. The storm I have conjured is upon us, and with it, the opportunity to prove the validity of my vision. The hero, the world, they will all see the beauty in the chaos. They will understand that to create something new, the old must first be destroyed. As the final act of my grand design plays out, I find myself in a moment of quiet contemplation. The monitors show the city in disarray, a tableau of fear and panic. Yet, amidst the tumult, there is a strange order, a pattern that only I can discern. It is the dance of fate, the ballet of destiny. The hero and I are locked in a battle of wits, a dance of shadows and light. He is the embodiment of the world's last grasp at the status quo, and I am the relentless march of progress. Our ideologies clash like titans, our wills entwined in a deadly embrace. The final piece of the puzzle slots into place, and the room vibrates with the power of 1,000 suns. The hero's base is breached, his followers scattered like leaves in the wind. Yet, he remains, a solitary figure standing tall against the tempest. I can almost feel his anger, his unshakable belief in the righteousness of his cause. It is both endearing and pathetic. He is a relic of a bygone age, a knight in shining armor in a world of steel and shadows. The final confrontation is set. He will come to me, seeking to end this masquerade of madness. But he is too late. The genie is out of the bottle, and no mere mortal can force it back in. As I await his arrival, I am struck by a peculiar sensation. Is it regret? No, it is something else. It is the anticipation of the ultimate revelation. The moment when the hero will gaze into the abyss and see that I am not the monster he believes me to be, but a reflection of the darkness within us all. The doors to my chamber hiss open, and there he stands, the hero in all his glory. His eyes are filled with anger, with defiance. Yet, as we lock gazes, I see a flicker of doubt, a questioning of his own beliefs. Our battle is not one of fists or weapons, but of intellect and ideology. We are chess players in a game of cosmic proportions, each move calculated to outwit the other. The room is silent except for the rhythmic tick of the clock, a silent judge over our contest. The air is charged with the electricity of unspoken words, the tension palpable. He speaks, his voice a mix of anger and confusion. Why? He asks. Why do you seek to destroy what we have built? I smile, a twisted grin that does not reach my eyes. Because, my dear hero, I reply, it is only in the ashes of the old that the new can be born. The battle begins, a war of words that echoes through the annals of time. Each argument a strike, each counterpoint a parry. The hero's words are the hammer, but I am the anvil, unyielding in my resolve. But as the night wears on, and the storm outside reaches its crescendo, something unexpected occurs. A crack in my armor, a sliver of doubt that pierces the veil of my conviction. Is it possible that he sees something in me that I have long denied? A glimmer of hope, a spark of humanity? The thunder roars, and in that moment, I am no longer the omnipotent puppeteer, but a mere mortal. The hero's words resonate, a melody that threatens to unravel the very fabric of my resolve. You speak of a new world, he says, but what makes you think you can create something better than what we already have? I feel a bead of sweat trickle down my forehead, a testament to the rare emotion that grips me. Vulnerability. I swipe it away, refusing to let him see the turmoil within. You see only the destruction, I reply coolly. But I see the potential, the promise of a society unshackled by the limitations of the past. Our eyes lock, and for a brief instant, I see the world through his eyes. A world of order, of justice, of hope. It is a seductive vision, one that tugs at the remnants of my long-forgotten conscience. But I push it aside, reminding myself of the greater good that lies beyond the horizon of chaos. Your ideals are a prison, I assert, my voice steady. A cage that keeps humanity from reaching its true potential. I offer freedom. The hero's gaze hardens, and in that moment, I know he sees me for what I truly am. A monster dressed in the guise of a savior. You offer tyranny, he counters, disguised as enlightenment. The air crackles with the intensity of our words. The storm outside seems to hold its breath, waiting for the next move in our high-stakes game. The hero's doubt is a living entity in the room, a creature feeding on the unspoken fears that lurk in the recesses of my mind. As the first light of dawn seeps through the windows, casting an eerie glow on our standoff, I realize that the hero is more than just a pawn in my grand design. He is the embodiment of the very essence I aim to destroy, the belief in goodness, in the inherent value of life. And yet, as the final moments tick away, I find myself questioning the purity of my own intentions. Am I truly the architect of a new era, or am I merely a destroyer, seeking to remake the world in my own twisted image? The hero advances, a silent declaration of war. The time for words has passed, and the battlefield is set. I steel myself, ready to defend my vision against his archaic ideals. The room seems to shrink around us, our destinies entwined in a dance of shadows and light. But as our conflict reaches its zenith, a voice whispers in the back of my mind. A memory of a time when I too believed in the power of good, in the possibility of a world governed by compassion rather than fear. In the heart of the storm, amidst the clash of titanic wills, a truth emerges. Perhaps we are not so different after all. Perhaps the hero and the villain are but two sides of the same coin, forever locked in a struggle for dominance. The world will not end today. The city will rise from the ashes, and the cycle will continue. But as the hero and I stand on the precipice of our mutual destruction, I cannot help but wonder if there is a third path, a way to bridge the gap between our ideologies. The first rays of the new day pierce the gloom, illuminating the complex tapestry of our shared humanity. And in that moment, I make a decision that will alter the course of history. Very well, I concede, my voice calm, yet resonating with the weight of the revelation that has dawned upon me. Let us test your hypothesis. Let us see if your justice can prevail without the crutch of fear. The hero's eyes widen, hope flickering in the abyss of our standoff. He senses a shift in the tides of our confrontation, a crack in the foundation of my resolve. We will form an alliance, I declare, extending a hand that has never known the warmth of true camaraderie. Together, we will dismantle the corrupt system that has brought us to this juncture. We will build a world that does not require the likes of us to force it into submission. The hero's hand hovers over mine, uncertainty warring with the sudden, unforeseen prospect of unity. He searches my eyes for deceit, but finds only the reflection of his own doubt. Our palms meet, a fragile agreement forged in the crucible of our shared doubt. The storm outside begins to abate, as if the very heavens have taken note of our unlikely pact. The city below us is scarred, a canvas marred by the brushstrokes of our conflict. But amidst the destruction, there is potential. Together, we emerge from the shadows of my lair, the hero and I, united in an uneasy truce. The world does not greet us with open arms, but with suspicion and trepidation. The whispers of our alliance spread like wildfire, igniting a spark of hope that even the darkest corners of the city cannot extinguish. We move through the streets, a stark contrast to the chaos we once wrought. The people we pass look upon us with a mix of awe and fear, their gazes lingering on the unthinkable sight of their greatest enemy walking side by side with their champion. We face the city's rulers, the corporate overlords who have feasted on the suffering of the masses. They are the embodiment of the corruption we seek to eradicate. But this time, we do not come with threats or ultimatums. We come with a vision, a blueprint for a future that does not rely on fear or brute force. Their initial disbelief turns to anger, then to fear as they recognize the power of our combined conviction. They are the final obstacle, the last bastion of the old world, and we are the harbingers of change. The battle lines are drawn, but the war has taken a new form. Instead of weapons, we wield the power of ideas, the might of our shared purpose. The hero's unshakable belief in justice meets my cold rationality, and together we present a formidable front. We navigate the labyrinth of the city's underbelly, uncovering the truths that have been buried beneath layers of greed and deceit. With each revelation, the foundation of their power crumbles, and the people begin to see the world through our eyes. Our journey is fraught with peril, as the old guard fights to maintain their grip on the world. But we are relentless, driven by the knowledge that the future we envision is within our grasp. In the end, it is not our strength or our cunning that secures victory, but the unshakable belief in a better tomorrow. The hero's idealism, tempered by my pragmatism, creates a force that even the most entrenched power structures cannot withstand. As the dust settles and the city begins to heal, we stand as equals, our hands still clasped in a pact that has redefined the very essence of good and evil. The story of Dr. Morpheus and the hero is no longer one of villainy and valor, but of two men whose paths converged in the most unexpected way, creating a new narrative for the world to follow. A tale of redemption, of the possibility of change, and of the enduring hope that even the darkest hearts can find their way to the light. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider subscribing to stay updated with our latest stories, give us a like if you want to see more, and drop a comment below to let us know your thoughts.